Hello and welcome to the AHJW dropship presentation. This section of the presentation will be done by myself, Wade Kurtzinger. Sections covered in this portion will be the description of the product and service, the market need for the product or service, the steps for implementation, the sequence of activities required, and the goals or objectives of each activity. So essentially what the company is, it's a business-to-business sales company with flexible procurement methods or flexible ways to get products from suppliers to customers. It's a customer-driven business model where we want to be able to meet the needs of all customers in the most fluid way possible. And the way we do this, aside from the flexible procurement methods, is through a dropship methodology. All dropship is essentially we don't have our own inventory. We order right from a supplier and deliver right to a customer. The market need for this service, there's an industry need for specialty materials or goods, or even at times services that can be difficult to get. These suppliers of these goods and services oftentimes have a difficulty meeting customer purchasing requirements. They can't accept purchase orders, or the payment terms don't fit their scope, or what have you. So to be able to bring those products to market, what our company intends to do is to have the ability to use non-traditional purchasing methods, adhere to odd terms, use credit card or line of credit type activities to bring these products from suppliers that can't do that and meet those needs to the customers who have those specialty needs. The steps and timeline for implementation. The first thing that we intend to do is to secure capital. This is done immediately following the inception of the business or the idea. Once we know we have the capital and the ability to have the funds, we need to identify our legal structure, right? Our form of ownership. Our form of ownership will be a corporation, just due to the nature of the limited liability and the flexibility we can have there. The third thing we do is cultivate relationships and establish the customer and supply base. Because we don't have any inventory, once we secure a line of credit, we don't have to take any funds out until we have business, right? So we're just floating cash in and cash out. So we need to go cultivate the relationships and establish the supply and customer base. And then finally is just securing logistics to ensure we always have a way to get the product to our customer. This can be UPS, DHL, FedEx, brokered freight lanes on recurring shipments, or what have you. But identifying what we would use and securing terms of payment to them, or commercial agreements with a logistics broker will be our fourth step. The expected results out of each of these activities, securing capital is to make sure our startup costs are covered. Any incidental costs that we haven't identified that arise can be funded. And this allows first orders to be financed, right? So like I said, the orders are essentially on a cash float through us. We float the cash to the customer, have a 60 or 90 day payment terms with the customer, and then the customer pays. So we will need some beginning funds for this. Two, the legal structure. The form of ownership. We just want to do this to make sure that we have all partners protected, and the structure for the tax and liability implications is in place. It's just imperative for even some of the pro forma statements to have it identified and to ultimately just to protect everyone as well. Customer and supply base. So we need to build rapport within the industry. This is done many ways through being local, being at the plant, at the job site, and being very strong with customer service. Because that's really where the competitive advantage is developed, right? In this industry, when you have an issue, in the automotive industry, you want it serviced right then and right there, because we're talking about thousands of dollars every minute if there's downtime or the consumer's car, they need parts at a body shop because they have a backup, right? Consumers are waiting for their cars, those type things. You have to be able to service them quickly with a very high degree of customer service. And then finally, the expected results of securing logistics is simply just how do we get our product to the customer? And like I said, that can take many forms. U.S. Mail, FedEx, UPS, DHL, brokered, brokered loads. Load one is an option. Bolt, a lot of third-party owner-operators from semis down to cargo vans. So we want to secure those lanes and that ability. And that concludes this portion of the presentation.